What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another top 10 list. The top 10 worst movies of 2018. Oh boy. There were some terrible movies this year, I'm not gonna lie. Watching some of them, they were not fun to watch, and I'm not looking forward to talking about them again. But it's for your guys' entertainment, and let's just do it one last time. These are my own worst films of 2018. I didn't see every single bad movie that came out this year, so if you do want to see all the bad movies or every single movie I saw this year, there is a list in the description and on my Letterboxd page. Without further ado, let's get started, folks. Before we get to the top 10 list, let's start with the dishonorable mentions. I have 8, and they are Winchester, The 1517 to Paris, A Wrinkle in Time, Truth or Dare, Skyscraper, The Nun, The Nutcracker in the Four Realms, and Life of the Party. They couldn't crack the top 10 list. There are 10 movies that are worse than them. So, let's begin with my number 10. Okay, time to get controversial. This movie's very divisive, but I did not like this movie, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. The sequel to Jurassic World, which I did like, I did enjoy. There was some pretty awesome scenes. The volcano scene was actually the best scene in the movie. I did not like anything else besides that. The characters in this movie are really unlikable. Chris Pratt as Owen was just really unlikable. His character has no development or no arc whatsoever. He's just there to get paid and get money and see blue again. Bryce Dallas Howard, she was better than in Jurassic World, but again, her character has no development or arc. The writing, the dialogue was atrocious, and the characters from there on forth were so poorly written. There's also a plot twist in the movie with the little girl being a clone, which was so stupid. If you like it, that's completely fine. That's your opinion. I just didn't like it.
I'm very, very rare.
Mortal Engines was a total snooze fest. The whole movie is nothing but exposition and a bedtime story. Was there even anything good about this movie? No. The whole movie is too long, first of all, and the characters are just fictional characters that have the same exact plot, the same type of cliche things that they want to do to succeed. The main girl's very cliche, the other characters are really poorly written, the action sequences aren't even memorable, and the visual effects are kind of the best part, but that's not saying much. You put a man named Peter Jackson on the producer credit and you let people down. This movie really let me down.
You want to smoke some weed?
I'm sorry, what?
Night School is one of the cringe-worthiest films I've seen in a while. The comedy is so unfunny. There's no story to this movie. Kevin Hart is typical Kevin Hart, and Tiffany Haddish, she is so funny, but here she's not. Her character is given no real reason and not good jokes. The whole movie is just them in night school and trying to succeed and pass high school. The other characters are unlikable. Besides that, forgettable.
I am a killer who looks like a hero.
Peter Berg, Mark Wahlberg, you're better than this. Mile 22 was such a letdown. It's a huge disappointment. The whole movie is just non-stop action with no story. There's a car ride that goes on. They have to try to deliver this guy across the border and on a plane. No good character development. The action sequences are really forgettable. They're poorly filmed. And it's just a letdown, because I was expecting this movie to be fantastic. I mean, it's not. Peter Berg just didn't know what he was doing for this one. He didn't know what great of a story to tell. And Mile 22 was a massive disappointment. Really? Slenderman? Did we need a Slenderman movie? No, Hollywood, we didn't. The girls in this movie were really annoying, and Slenderman isn't even that intimidating. He doesn't even show up until 45 minutes into the film. And what's memorable about it? Just A bunch of teenage girls looking up on the internet Slenderman, and then he shows up, causes havoc for them. Really cliche and predictable, and nothing new to it. This movie's god-awful.
Give me, I've never been the back end of a squirrel before.
We've been spotted.
Sherlock Gnomes.
Sherlock Gnomes is the sequel to Romeo and Juliet. Nobody asked for this movie, and it has such a great cast in it. Johnny Depp, Emily Blunt, and James McAvoy, and it just totally wastes them. This movie's not funny, the animation isn't that impressive, and it doesn't even focus on the Sherlock Gnomes part to it, just focuses on the romance. Nobody asked for that. We wanted more of Sherlock Gnomes, and the main villain was really forgettable, and the whole movie, it's just nothing. It's for kids. If the kids like it, they'll enjoy it, but the adults like me didn't really enjoy it. Finally, this trilogy is over. 50 Shades Freed is another awful installment in this trilogy. The performances from Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan were awful. They were finally happy to be over with this franchise. And here, they were just trying to get through it together, and the whole movie, it's short, but still terrible, full of the same cliches, just like the other two. I didn't like the newest characters being introduced, I didn't like the sex, I didn't like the other aspects to the film, and it's just not good, just like the other two, but I was just happy it was over. That's the only positive.
Who says police work and pampering can't go paw and paw?
Show Dog.
Where did you think this movie was going to end up? The voice acting is stupid. The whole movie is just so stupid. The trailers are laughable. And there's so many WTF moments in this film that I'm not even going to explain. If you want to watch this movie, go ahead and watch it for yourself. I wanted to leave this film so many times. The movie is not good because the jokes are really stupid. The characters aren't given good explanations. They really have cliche motivations. And the story, it just doesn't go anywhere. It's just this dog show, and it just ends up being a pretty stereotypical adventure film. Show Dogs is not good at all. Robin Hood. This is a film I didn't even review. And I didn't want to, because this film is just atrociously awful. There's no good direction. There's no good story to this movie. The cliche, predictable aspects with the action in the film. Taron Egerton as Robin Hood. He's terrible in this movie. His character has no good motivations at all, or no good chemistry with Jamie Foxx in the film as Lil Jon. The Sheriff of Nottingham is played by Ben Mendelsohn. His character was a really cliche, over-the-top villain, and the girl to this movie is just used as eye candy. And that's not what Robin Hood is. It's meant to be a fun fantasy film. Might I say, the visual effects to this movie are atrocious. The action sequences are really filmed poorly. A lot of 360 shots that don't look good at all. Makes no sense. The story makes no sense. It's predictable. Robin Hood was a total snooze fest, and it's not good at all. Okay, guys, the number one. Here it is. This is a movie that I also didn't review. I just didn't want to. I saw it last minute. I wanted to see how bad everybody's saying it was. And it's that bad. My number one is...
We walk together and we fall together.
Gotti is an embarrassment for John Travolta. This is how bad he has gotten. Ever since Hairspray, I really love John Travolta. I love him in Pulp Fiction and Grease. But ever since then, his career has just gone down and down. The whole story is trying so hard to be a Scorsese movie with the introduction to John Gotti, which the opening 5 minutes to this movie is so laughable. And the whole movie, it tries to make you care about this man and his family life, his jail time, and it just does it in the cringeworthiest way possible. The dialogue to this movie is atrocious. The script isn't well thought of. There's no passion behind it. This movie is one of the worst crime films I've ever seen. It's laughable, it's stupid, and it just does nothing for the man John Gotti. So, Gotti is hands down the worst film this year. There you have it, guys. Those were my top 10 worst movies of 2018. So, in the comment section below. Do you guys agree with my list? Do you disagree? If you do disagree, let me know your list. Let's have a great discussion. Thank you guys as always for watching this top 10 list. And if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe today for more content. All my social media links are in the description down below. Click that notification bell on your way out. And for the last time in 2018, Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!